Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today I wanted to talk about my current favorite Destiny 2 PvP build on the Titan, and no, it is not Arc. I'm actually rocking the Void subclass, and it's been an absolute blast. So let me jump right into how this build works. First and foremost, I am running the Peregrine Greaves exotic leg armor. This is my favorite exotic in PvP in the game. I love it. If I don't have to, I would never take it off. I just love shoulder charging enemies with the one shot, and it's just an absolute blast, especially when you can take out an opposing super with that shoulder charge. It is hilarious. Then I'm rocking the Forerunner sidearm. This one is very good, especially currently with the pulse rifles and scout rifles being so dominant at times that I can really use this to take out enemies at range really quickly. I don't like to sit at the back of the map. I'd rather be aggressive, but having an option for range is very important, and I kind of change up between this and a sniper depending on how I'm feeling. Then I'm rocking the Fioritura. This sidearm is absolutely tremendous. It is void and it has repulsor brace. I'm also rocking Pugilist on this because obviously since I'm running the Peregrine Greaves, I'm going to be shoulder charging, getting that melee kill, and then it's going to briefly improve the weapon handling, and also final blows with this weapon generate melee energy, so I have my melees back as often as possible. It's very nice. It's a very nice combo. Repulsor Brace, if you didn't know, is tremendous. Defeating a void debuff target grants an overshield, and I have so many ways to generate an overshield with this that when I'm in combat and I'm just doing a bunch of damage, getting those kills, I am able to generate those overshields to keep me alive to fight the next target. And that's so vital when you're being aggressive in 6v6. Survivability is absolutely key, because what can happen is you're in the middle of a fight, you get one kill, maybe you get a second kill, and then the third, fourth, fifth enemies end up taking you down. But if you can stay alive, that's really how you can stack kills, win points, especially in Iron Banner because it is controlled this week, and stay alive as often as possible, which is absolutely massive. The heavy weapon doesn't really matter. Run whatever you want. Tracking rocket launchers work, or you can use anything. I just throw on oftentimes a weapon that I'm using to level up that is crafted or something like that. I don't really care about the heavy weapon specifically. As far as the rest of the build and my abilities go, I am rocking Ward of Dawn. You can run Sentinel Shield, but you get Ward of Dawn back so fast that it's nice to cap points with. A lot of people will be annoyed by you, but it is what it is. I'm also rocking Towering Barricade, Shield Bash. This is obviously what I'm going to use with my Peregrine Greaves. And one of the nice things is that final blows with this Shield Bash grants an overshield, and it just works out really, really well. Then we've got the Vortex Grenade. This is Old Faithful, especially on control maps when you are trying to prevent somebody from capturing a point. You can pop this on the point and keep yourself alive and keep them off the point. I'm rocking Controlled Demolition. Hitting a target with a void ability or volatile explosion makes them volatile. This is huge because if I hit them with my grenade, then they're volatile. Then I will proc Repulsor Brace with my sidearm. So that's really, really handy because I can generate those overshields. Further damage to volatile targets, causing them to explode. Again, when I'm fighting multiple enemies at one time, I am making sure that they explode while I get the overshield. They'll deal damage to enemies around them, make them volatile, and just rinse and repeat. It works out very, very nicely. So, grants you and your nearby allies health, and when volatile targets explode near you as well. This is nice because you'll get a chunk of health back on top of the overshield. It's just such a nice little wombo combo there. And then I'm also rocking Bastion, so I can have an overshield when I cast my barricade. And honestly, you get your barricade back very, very quickly. Next up, I've got Echo of Exchange, melee final blows, grant grenade energy. My discipline is fairly low on this build, but because I have this and I'm constantly getting melee final blows, I get my grenade back fairly quickly. Echo of Persistence, void buffs apply to you, have increased duration. That's Overshield and Devour. Then I've also got melee final blows, start health regeneration for you and nearby allies. Again, very nice. This is going to be Echo of Leeching. And then finally we've got Echo of Starvation. Picking up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power grants Devour. Now, why do I have this? Because healing and overshields is so important in PvP right now. It's kind of broken. I wish they would lessen it a bit overall for all classes. But if it's going to be in the game, you got to play into it, and it's going to help you survive for much, much longer. And this season specifically, you have a bunch of artifact perks that go well with the Void Breaches. So the 3 specifically that you're looking into: Unto the Breach, defeating a Void debuff target creates a Void Breach while your Void subclass is equipped. Again, Void debuffed includes volatile. You're going to make them volatile just by touching your grenade, kill them with your sidearm, and then go to town with your Void Breaches. Then we've got picking up a Void Breach gives you an overshield or refreshes your existing overshield. Again, you want that pretty much up all the time. It's going to help out tremendously as you're getting into these gunfights and trying to win your 1v1s. Then finally we have Supernova, picking up a Void Breach causes your next source of damage to create a large weakening pulse, void damage specifically. So what is your sidearm? It is a void weapon, so you're going to create that weakening pulse, rinse and repeat. That's going to cycle back and give you more void breaches because they are void debuffed, and it's just hilarious. It is such a nice combo. You can obviously have on your authorized mods for melee and void as well. Those are going to come in very handy as you're making the rest of the build. Now, as far as my armor mods, I've got double void siphon, I've got fastball heavy-handed firepower, arc reserves, like you can run anything there, kinetic reserves as well. Then we've got the triple void weapon surge, just in case I do get surged. I want to have my void weapons cranked up as often as possible. That's why if you really want to, you should be running a void heavy weapon as well, just because you'll get that surge if you pull a heavy weapon. Like I found at times, like if I'm running retrofit escapade or something like that, I can absolutely shred through enemies when I'm cranked up with the void weapon surge. And then finally, distribution outreach and time dilation. That's obviously going to be very nice for this. So overall, the way you take on this build is going to be pretty simple. Essentially, you're going to shoulder charge your first enemy, kind of disorient everybody in the area as you kind of lunge in there, and then go to town with your sidearm, creating those void breaches, debuffing the enemies, getting those explosion kills, rinse and repeat, toss your grenade in there for good measure as well. And the amount of multi-kills you can get with it is quite crazy, and it just works out really, really well. I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite things in the game currently. And then Forerunner is actually cracked. I think a lot of people sleep on this. Some people hate it. I think it's a good special ammo weapon for longer distances. I wish we had something in between, like the something like a fusion rifle and then a sniper that doesn't feel like there's anything to kind of counter a pulse or a scout rifle without going double primary there. So I'm glad to have the Forerunner as the best option in that slot, and I've been using it a lot. Also, I just like having a double sidearm build there. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. My name is JoPa. I hope you have a good one. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see more content like this from me going forward. I've been throwing up PvP builds from time to time, and I just really enjoy all aspects of this game. I know not everyone's a fan of PvE and PvP and Gambit and everything, but I play a little bit of everything. I enjoy a little bit of everything, so I'm going to make builds and videos on a little bit of everything. Anyway, I hope you have a good one. My name is JoPa once again, and I'll catch you all later.